podcast dedicated to the lore, legends, and myths surrounding the creatures that may lurk in your backyard. My name's Hewitt.
I'm Chris.
How you doing, man?
I'm all right. Next week is a test.
Oh, your next certification test?
Yeah.
Which one is it?
It's AZ900. It's just the fundamentals. It's like a lot easier than the A+ test because you don't have to like memorize a bunch of technical information. You're essentially just learning different parts of the Azure architecture and just getting quizzed on that. It's like,
okay,
so it's like basic stuff to like get your foot in the door. But the good thing is, one, I don't have to pay for it, and two, like it's a type of cert that like once you get it, you have it for life. So it's one of those. It's like you just do it, and that's fine. And then like once you get some time in Azure, you can actually go for like other bigger certifications. Like I think they have one that you need at least a year's worth or more in Azure to take it.
Well, I mean, you're taking the next step, and that's good.
But yeah, I'm also like waiting for the school to allow me to appeal for classes.
Well, you gotta appeal.
Oh, it's because my SAP isn't up to snuff, or it makes me ineligible technically.
The what?
The satisfactory. It's what they do to see if you're like you can get financial aid, and if you don't, like you need a certain GPA. I don't know why I said GDP. And
well,
you need
apparently our country would not be applicable for student loans with.
Yeah. And you also need to have a certain amount of done classes versus your attempted. And my biggest problem is I have a lot of attempted classes, not as much done classes, because my last couple of years in college were just like not a great time for me, like mentally. And also I just didn't know what I was doing. So, or what I wanted to do rather. But once I'm able to do that, I think I'm going to be able to get appeal because they
they appealed me because I've been like, what's weird is I didn't take out student loans till this last degree, but because how long I've been to school,
right?
Having I got 4 degrees now. That they're like, hey, why are you applying for student loans now? Because I need money to do this. So I understand doing the application stuff.
So you got associates, masters.
I have a bachelor's history, master's history, master's art of teaching, and master's educational leadership.
So you got 3 masters.
Yeah.
Goddamn. Look at this educated ass motherfucker. You know how many I have? 0.
You got 1.
I mean, I'm working for my associates.
I'm saying you got a master's in, hard life.
Yeah. Nah. But, I mean, the thing is, though, I already talked with my advisor. I'm going to be taking all business classes this semester in summer, which is, in this case, it's like, how does a business structured? How do you send an email without coming off as an asshole, but you want them to do something,
Yeah, I have a minor in business from undergrad.
Yeah.
And, several of those first level, those like 100 or 1,000 level courses
are just, yeah. But I'm pretty sure I'm going to get appealed simply because, like, of my certification. So I talked with my advisor, and he said that, like, since I already had my A+, I already waived 2 classes. So
well, that's good.
So what I'm thinking is like, look, I maintained a high GDP or high G. I keep saying it.
It's been on your mind, man. It's just been on your mind.
Current events have fucked me up. I maintained a high GPA, an average GPA at this trade school I went to. I successfully got 2 certifications because I'm pretty sure I'm going to pass this one easy because it's fucking easy. Like all the practice tests, I'm like hitting 80s and shit now. But I'm pretty sure I'm going to get it. So yeah. So how's your week been?
Well, I applied for my certification being ed leader this morning.
Oh, cool.
That was $60 because I had to use my cell phone and my computer to do everything.
Oh, you needed an authenticator.
Well, not just an authenticator. I can access some stuff on my phone from work. For work, like, because I have it set up and I've forgotten passwords. So part of it's my fault, but also, like, some of the websites, they work better on a phone. And there's other ones that if you try to do them on a phone, it's absolute
dog water.
So yeah, I got that done. I had to pay for transcripts, re-download my my SLLA score, and now I got to wait 25 to 30 business days
to take the test.
No, I don't have a test. I already took the test. It's just that's how long it's going to take to see if they'll actually certify me.
Okay, so you took and passed the test, and then you had to.
So the college program used to file your paperwork for certification. Like when I first joined.
Oh, okay.
So when I first started taking my courses to get my master's degree in ed leadership, they said we will take care of the process to get you certified. Well, they sent an email that got buried within 1,000 emails because, like, my problem is my email for the college is a student and an employee email. So I get emails for college professors and staff and stuff, and then I also get emails for when I was in class. Like, so of course I'm getting like, hey, who wants to go to the social this Saturday? And I'm like, no, I'm 41 years old. I am not going to any social function on the campus because either it's going to be people that make me feel ancient, or it's going to be people that make me feel incredibly young. And there's definitely going to be one in that group hitting on the other that I'm going to get very mad about.
Yeah, you would at the very least be 12 to 15 years older than everybody there.
Actually, no, I'm not that much older than the average student because ULM's student body is mostly non-traditional.
Really?
Yeah. In fact,
I felt weird going into LA Delta because it was a lot of kids. And I was
with the exception of the community college, 2 years, and like LSU and Southern, like the really big colleges in the state.
Yeah.
And the private ones. Like UL down Lafayette, the one Nichols, ULM, even Tech. The average student is actually in their 30s coming back to school to get a degree to try to get promoted.
Or try to career change or something like that, which is what I'm doing. Yeah.
That's what the majority of the schools in our state are doing. In fact, Votex right now are having a massive influx of people in their late 30s, early 40s to try to learn piping or pipe fitting. Because one, the average pipe fitter and average welder in Louisiana is mid-50s. And they're looking at retiring. And the industry's going, oh shit.
Hey, why don't we get some people?
What happened to why aren't their kids coming out? Oh, you told them.
Yeah.
No, they don't want to be welders. And then you treated them like
shit.
And paid them really bad.
Yeah.
For entry level.
Of course, that's how it is in all fronts. Like, I've been like looking at jobs for IT, and you'll see like a tier 1 help desk, or you'll see something like a introductory, like as your associate or something like that, and they're like 3 to 5 years experience, pay $15 an hour. It's like, you want 3 to 5 years experience
for pennies,
and you also want people to be like, sometimes they want them to have associate's degrees, or they want them to have like 3 different certifications. It's like, this is not the work of someone coming into
this is not like $15 an hour is that we are going to train you on site to do some of your job. Like we will do some of this with you and for you, but truth be told, that's not how anything's going anymore. I mean, it's the big thing is like, and it's the boomer mentality, and I don't know when that's going to stop, because I don't have much hope with the upper end of Gen X.
Well, it's like
that they still think that the tech kid is a kid, when most of the time your IT specialists
are in their 40s.
Yeah, I mean, it's not the department head. It is literally your
main tech.
Your main techs are in their 30s and 40s. Like, we do not have anyone under 30 doing tech in Monroe City schools anymore.
And I think a big part of that is because, I mean, there's a lot of, I know that Gen Z, and it's probably going to be the same with Gen Alpha, is like they're not as tech savvy, which is crazy to think. But it makes sense because millennials, especially like middle millennials, which is like where I'm on the cusp of.
Yeah, I'm in that upper end.
And like millennials that were born in the 90s,
mm-hmm.
all of us had like some sort of like, we saw like this massive transition, massive transformation in technology and tech. So we always had to kind of keep up with it, whereas everything's automated for like newer generations.
Well, the other thing that's been shown, and I don't know how true this is, and we'll need to switch off this subject soon, is that it looks like Gen Z is the first generation since they started comparing performance to perform lower than every generation before them. Like, we performed higher than X, we performed higher than boomers, like our age group, on just knowledge stuff. But Gen Z is testing lower than records
They're
on
at
boomers.
Much lower reading levels too, aren't they?
But I've seen a study that might kind of counteract that, because I don't want to be like, oh, you fucking Zoomers.
Yeah, and I would stress that it's not so much it's not a generational problem. It's like it's a systemic issue that needs to be addressed.
Well, it's not even just as a teacher. It's not education. I can go ahead and tell you that. People are like, well, teachers. I'm like, no. And it's not technology, because I'm dealing with a huge backlash of people wanting to be like, hey, let's go back to pen and paper. Let's do this. I'm like, unless you get me textbooks, because all my shit's online, I'm not going back to pen and paper. Also, these kids, when they leave, every job they're going to do
is going to be online.
Is going to have a computer. Like McDonald's
has a computer,
has a tablet computer system. You have to know how to use it. The big thing that everybody's failing to understand is you got to use ethical technological use.
Yeah.
But the issue is with Gen Z is that because they are younger than smart technology, they're younger than Google. Their brains don't store information like ours do, because they've never, like, remember when we were little and you had like, did your parents have like a set or part of a set of encyclopedias?
We had that. We had like multiple just science books laying around. So
I'm just saying, it's like, I remember in elementary school having to use the school's Encyclopedia Britannica, and then the set my parents bought for like 3 easy payments, because I saw them on TV, to do research. And so we had to memorize things because we didn't have a tablet that we could just like, they don't need to know what year. Their brains don't work the way ours do, because we had to memorize and store.
So they have information. You're saying
they have an external hard drive at all times. Like they don't need to know what year Kennedy was shot. They need to know Kennedy was shot and that he was president. But the reason that their brains tell them I don't need to know what year is because when am I not going to have this?
Yeah.
When am I not going to be able to any of this trivial, non-functional knowledge like that some people like to throw out there that we have so much of? They don't have to think that way. They don't have to do that way, because
it's just, so they have issues with recalling knowledge or keeping like long-term keeping knowledge long-term, because they can just look it up.
Right. Unless it's super important. Like, I still remember 2 phone numbers that are not functional phone numbers anymore. I remember the house that I grew up in, landline, and I remember my grandparents' landline.
Yeah, because you just had to know that.
Right.
Like, I remember, like, childhood numbers,
Mm-hmm.
but I can't even tell you what Ruby's number is right now because I'm just so used to...
So, I mean, that's the thing that I really think that people need to start looking into before they start saying, like, oh, well, Zoomers are dumber than any other age group.
I would like stress that I wasn't trying to say
No. It's just, I'm the one who brought it up. It's just one of those that they think differently, but because we have, and we even, as we're getting older, have this mindset.
Oh my gosh. The kitten's in there.
Yeah, the kitten.
He is fostering kittens.
I'm not fostering. I'm housing them until the foster family comes and gets them tomorrow. But no, what it is that we need to look at how people think differently now because of what technology is there all the time. And instead of schools being like, oh, about it, and you need not like, oh, you don't do this. You need to do that. You need to understand that they operate differently. Like if you people look back at the test from like 1905 that none of us could pass because I don't know how much a bushel of peas versus a bushel of apples weighs, because a bushel
is a very specific measurement from that time that was very common. But now...
right, it's the thing is that a bushel of peas and a bushel of cotton or a bushel of apples or a bushel of wheat all weigh differently because of how much that space weighs with that object. Like I still couldn't tell you, but you have tests that are like, if you had 3 bushels of wheat and 4 bushels of hay, what would be or how much would that weigh in the wagon? How many horses would you need? We don't know that because we're going to put it on a truck.
Yeah.
So way people think, the way people do is completely
So you're
different.
saying methods need to catch up to where kids are, not the other way around.
Right, but the big thing that we do need to do is, and I've noticed it especially post-COVID, is just work ethic and endurance when it comes to academics. Like the number of kids I watched because standardized testing was this week, the number of kids I watched just give up. And I had to wake them up when I was proctoring or when I walked down the hallway watching other teachers like, hey, you've only been doing this for 30 minutes. Wake up. You still got to.
Yeah.
So there's that.
It seems like there's a lot of issues. And
talking about all these age groups and stuff, please tell me that you have a story that somehow is connected to this.
No, it's not. Not a clean one. But we are going back to Appalachia.
Ooh.
So, do you know Indrid Cold?
I have heard of this little man.
Yeah, also known as the Smiling Man or the Grinning Man, is an entity that first seen in West Virginia and is often associated with the Mothman. We talked a little bit about him, the Mothman, and his juicy behind. I don't know why.
That's why Indrid was always smiling. He's like, hey there, West Virginia. Did you see them cheeks? I did. I'm going to clap them.
Though there are parallels with the Men in Black, Indrid's appearance actually changes depending on the retelling. Though sometimes he has a black suit, the most notable accounts have him with a reflective green or blue suit.
Reflective?
Like metallic, almost. Yeah.
Fancy mother.
Yeah, we're going to get into it, but it's actually later retellings that kind of gave him the more Men in Black appearance. One account, he has no eyes. Or no, he has no hair, ears, or nose.
I've heard of him being bald.
Yeah. He is said to have the ability of telepathy, and this is his main form of communication. When he is described as more humanoid, he is sometimes having an uncanny valley appearance or approximating a human. Which is...
Yeah, I've heard that one before as well. Like, it's... God, I just started listening to an audiobook about cryptids, and they're getting into the whoever wrote it is really big into like the dogmen and werewolves thing.
Right.
But right now is going through a series of Uncanny Valley stories that I've only heard of 2 of them, but the amount of Uncanny Valley that immediately breaks people that are...
Yeah, I mean, well, the thing is, the reason why Uncanny Valley sort of like anything that is Uncanny Valley adjacent, let's say, the reason why that breaks people is because it's like you kind of know what you're looking at, but your brain cannot parse it together enough, so it
looks like a horse.
Yeah.
I mean, also, fun fact with Uncanny Valley is that Uncanny Valley has a worse effect on those that still carry Neanderthal DNA.
Really?
We might be the cause of Uncanny Valley that is a genetic memory passed down with Neanderthal DNA, because we might be the boogeyman. Like, I've heard that theory put out there because, you know, like some fears and some conditions are actually genetic. The people that have the strongest Uncanny Valley reaction
have some Neanderthal.
So mostly Northern European, because what is triggering it is something like Neanderthals saw Homo sapien.
And then, like,
we looked a lot like them.
But we're not.
We're not. And there's a lot of proof that Homo sapien hunted Neanderthal to death, or warred with Neanderthal until the Neanderthals died out.
Just as an aside, that Neanderthals were so far away that we couldn't have, like...
No, we could crossbreed with them. That's the reason
why. No, I mean, their extinction was so far away that we couldn't really, like... There's not any hope of, like, recovering, like, a body or anything.
There's skeletons, but you're not going to find...
You're not going to find, like, an Otzi or something like that.
Yeah, you're not going to find that. I mean, it's not like Pickle from Baki Hanma being frozen in ice and you can resurrect him.
Did you ever see that video of the guy where they were trying to talk about, like, how the Neanderthal sounds, and a guy tried to replicate it based on, like, what we know about, like, their structure, like, you know, their throat structure, their musculature, their bones, all that, only for someone to come out and it's like, no, they probably just sounded like us. And the guy's like, what the fuck? He just does, like, this, like, really high-pitched voice to do it. And then, like, scientists later were like, no.
It's kind of like we all know that there's one noise we know is Rexy, and it's from Jurassic Park, which is like an elephant and a turtle and a dog that were all modulated. The noise based off of, now that we know, like, a better layout of how the animal looked, like, the actual noise that a T-Rex would have made
would be more like chicken-like, wouldn't it?
If you drop the bass, like, it sounds like a full-grown T-Rex based off of the last model that they did, because we've actually been able to find some preserved or fossilized soft tissue. Probably sounded like a moose.
Well, that's what I mean. It's like it's not going to be like the horn type noise. It's going to be more like a quick, like how some birds have like the.
Well, it would have chirped in a way, but
it was so big it would be bassy.
Yeah, but the thing is that also how alligators grunt.
Oh yeah.
Just 20 foot tall. Like, someone's like, this is the sound that, like, and I know there's a couple fake ones as well, but when that came out and I listened to it, I'm like, well, I want Rexy now. I'd much rather hear
that than whatever the fuck that is.
Whatever. If I heard all of a sudden what sounds like a muffler.
Oh, you know what'd be fucking cool?
Uh-huh.
If they did another Dino Crisis game or they remade it, but they used all the modern science. Because, you know, like stuff like Jurassic Park, like Jurassic World that came out recently, like relatively recently, just continued the timeline and kept the science that we knew back then.
Well, I mean, also, they did bring out, Dr. Wu said, you wanted me to not give them feathers. You wanted me to, like, he was acknowledging that a lot of what everybody knew about dinosaurs, like, it was an inside joke. Like, most of what a lot of people know about dinosaurs is because of the Jurassic Park movies.
Yeah. And what is that? Land Before Time.
Yeah.
Stuff like that. Anyway, we're going off the rails here. So the story of Indrid Cold was built between 3 different accounts. And the first account actually happened in New Jersey. So Jersey. 2 boys walking down... I'm not going to do that. 2 boys were walking down the road when they saw a tall man near a fence. The man was described as having a metallic or reflective suit. This one was green. This is also the version that doesn't have the hair, ears, or nose. He also had beady eyes and like the uncanny valley grin that went up the cheeks, almost like the Glasgow.
The Glasgow smile.
Yeah. He would just stare at the boys until it chased them, and they had to run away. So that's essentially the entire thing. The only other thing that you can really talk about this account is that during that time, New Jersey had a lot of UFO reports. I mean, of course, this was 1966. So that should tell you a little bit about why there might be a lot of UFO reports. Because, I mean, I think from 1955 to like 1975 was like the height of like a lot of the UFO boom.
Mm-hmm.
Wait, when did Roswell happen? That happened in the 70s, right?
Roswell? No. Roswell, New Mexico was way earlier.
Yeah, it would have to be in the 60s.
Hold on. 1947.
1947. Wow, I was...
like, 49's when the Soviets got the nuke, and the Cold War really escalated, but flying saucers...
I know flying saucers were, like... They were mostly a thing since, like, the 1930s and 20s, because I think we went over a Men in Black that was, like, during that time. But I thought it was, like, much earlier, or much later.
No, Roswell was 1947, man.
That's crazy. So, yeah, that was the first account. There's not really much here outside of, like... I mean, you can go over, like, small details, like, the boys do have names. I just not a lot there to...
They were Kevin and Quevin.
Yeah. But...
Kevin's parents didn't really like him.
Yeah. So, the second account is the big one, the one that really took off. It's in the same year in West Virginia, a sewing machine salesman by the name of Woodrow Derenberger encountered Indrid Cold. He was driving home from a business trip in Ohio when he noticed lights on the road. He thought the lights at first were like, a police car or something. So he decided to stop until he saw what he said was a craft that looked like a kerosene lamp chimney. So it was like kind of this bulbous looking ship that went vertical.
Mm-hmm.
Unlike New Jersey, this man had hair and he looked normal. Like he was perfectly normal. In fact, that's one of Woodrow's description. It looked like a perfectly normal human being. He had olive skin, black slick-backed hair. He had a large grin, which was probably the most unsettling thing about him. And his arms were tucked under his armpits, like kind of doing a weird cross motion. And he also, this suit was blue. So this is the previous account was a green suit. This account was a blue suit. And he would talk telepathically with Woodrow and ask, and he would ask, "Why are you afraid? Don't be afraid. I wish you no harm.
Be not afraid.
Be not afraid." Just the fucking angel comes out of nowhere.
It's just biblically accurate Indrid Cold.
Yeah. Woodrow would then introduce himself, and Indrid Cold would introduce himself as Indrid Cold. After the incident, he would report it to the police, which led to immediate interest in the case. Woodrow would go on radio, he would talk about it, and then after that, there were people that was like, "Yeah, I saw Indrid Cold too." And then, "Yeah, I saw this UFO," and, created this huge media buzz. Now, that could be, people wanting to get in on it.
This is my leprechaun flute.
I don't know.
You know exactly the thing I'm talking about is the leprechaun that was seen like in Mobile, Alabama, and a dude came out and had just a pipe. This is my family's leprechaun flute. It's been passed down for generations.
This is a Bigfoot hand. It's just a bear hand that's been, like, pickled. I mean, there is, like, a certain subsect of, like, rural-ass people that would, like, preserve shit, like portions of, like, animals in jars. And I don't know why.
Gowrow.
Oh my goodness. Anyway,
just a Galrow show. I got a Bigfoot hand, and then someone up in New England went, well, I got a raccoon's penis.
Oh God, fuck. In the coming months, Woodrow would state that he would be visited more times by Indrid Cold, and that Cold would tell him about the planet that he's from called Lanalos. Woodrow would also state that he visited the planet, which was in a utopia, where people had no clothes, had no wars, and just kind of like this hippy-dippy sort of free love sort of situation, I guess. So I guess like Indrid Cold is mostly a nudist, but he comes to Earth during the 1960s, and he's like
at home, naked time, off planet, work.
He's like, I gotta put on my nicest blue metallic suit. But eventually, the family also stated that they received visits from Indrid Cold, and the attention from the story would start to affect Woodrow negatively. Woodrow would suffer from job losses, he lost friends, his wife divorced him, he suffered from depression and headaches.
God damn it, Woodrow, stop talking about Indrid.
It's like, when I was reading this is like the exact opposite of what I hear about everyone else that goes into like these like UFO stories. Like, I think the Fire in the Sky dude, I forget his name, had a lot of success, had a whole book, had a movie, went on Joe Rogan, did all this other crazy shit. And
I don't know if going on Joe Rogan is success.
I mean, at the time when he went on Joe Rogan, which was like 7-8 years ago, I think.
Still not a success.
Fair. But like, it marks a point where like he has enough notoriety or enough like fame or infamy to actually be noticed by like big names. But this dude is like, yeah, I lost everything. People hate me. My wife left me. And eventually he just left the town for 2 decades before moving back and passing away in the 90s at the age of 74. So he was like, everyone hates me in this fucking town.
I'm gonna die here, though.
And so he moves away, comes back when he's old and decrepit, and then it's like, bleh. I mean, you know what? I think what it is, it's like, one, it had been like 20 years at that point.
Mm-hmm.
And 2, it's like, well, I'm going to be dying soon anyway. I would like to go back to my hometown, see it. And 3, maybe most people don't recognize me anymore, or the people who do are dead.
Oh, that's Indrid Cole's friend. There's old Woodrow. What's up, you old-ass bastard Woodrow? You lying bastard Woodrow. He's like, I should never have come back here.
I should never come back. He just dies.
I'm going to die inconveniently in my car going through an intersection. Good luck, everybody.
Yeah, that's right. I can control when I die.
Indrid gave me that power on his weird naked home planet.
But while Woodrow would not talk much about the incident in his later years, he never recanted the stories. So he thought,
hey, look, dude, this shit happened.
Yeah.
You could divorce me. Look, my wife divorced me over an alien abduction.
Yeah. So, I mean, two things we could say here. Either it's like a sunken cost fallacy. It's like, I'm already this deep in this bullshit that it's time to, that I'm just going to keep doing this. Or he's just like, I'm not lying, so I'm going to keep saying the truth, even if it fucks me over. Of course, there are some hard-headed people, but like, I mean, the small amount of credence for the fact that like he at least believes he saw something.
Right.
Yeah. So the third account is we're coming back to a name that we mentioned in the Mothman. John Keel.
John Keel.
John Keel, he was the author of the Mothman prophecies. And he is really the architect for connecting Mothman and Indrid Cold together. So, as I said before, there were multiple sightings of Indrid Cold after Woodrow. And John Keel dedicated a chapter in his book prior to the Mothman prophecies called Strange Creatures from Time and Space. It's a 1970 book. where he goes over essentially goes over cryptids, goes over ghost stories, things like that. I don't think he goes over ghost stories, actually. I think it's just straight, UFOs and cryptids and things like that.
It's ghosts and shit.
It's spooky stuff. Unlike Woodrow's version of Cold, Keel characterized the figure as unsettling with an uncanny valley quality about him. His version also moved away from being an extraterrestrial to being an interdimensional or even supernatural entity. So this is where Indrid Cold becomes
the Hat Man.
Essentially becomes like a Hat Man or a malevolent figure where he is ominously showing up and fucking around with people. The Mothman prophecies, it's said that Cold was spotted all over the town of Point Pleasant before the bridge collapsed and was a malevolent force or ill omen. So he was according to the Mothman prophecies, I should be very clear.
To this one specific story.
People saw him and he was specifically tormenting people in town, and people were like, yeah, he don't mean no good. I don't know why I said it like that, but yeah.
he's bad.
He's a bad man.
He's a bad egg.
Cold was said to be seen in the skulking around the TNT area, the original area.
Looking for Mothman cheeks.
Yeah. He was said to call homes and communicate with residents. These calls were staticky with a metallic voice that would give them details on their personal lives. And Keel himself said he received a call from Indrid Cold.
That's spooky.
The Lilly family, which is a family that lived in, I think they lived near the TNT area. They said they suffered poltergeist-like activity and then had a close encounter with Indrid Cold. The daughter one night woke up to the figure in her room. Scared, she covered herself in the cover and stayed under there for a minute, and when she peeked out again, he was gone.
Creeper?
Yeah, but it's also that sounds like
any little kid getting scared.
Yeah, or it sounds like, sleep paralysis wasn't mentioned, but
that's why I made a reference to the Hat Man.
Yeah. Keel also connected the Jersey story, Woodrow, and the Mothman together, officially putting Indrid Cold into the mythos of the Mothman.
I want to say this. The first one with the green metallic suit doesn't really fit the other two as much, other than unnerving dude in a suit.
Yeah.
I'm not saying it's not related. I'm just...
Well, here, let's go out.
Hold on. Indrid came from another dimension from his planet with naked parties.
Well, here's the thing. Woodrow says he was an extraterrestrial. Straight up. Came in from a spacecraft, and he went to Lanalos with Indrid Cold to visit the planet that he's from.
Mm-hmm.
John Keel says, no, he's not really an alien.
He's an extra-dimensional being.
Or he is a ethereal manifestation or something like that. He kind of obscures Indrid Cold a bit to being this ominous sort of... Yeah.
Now, what I was just saying is the way I was going to connect is Indrid comes from his sexy naked time planet.
Right.
Because he's an extraterrestrial, Men in Black find him and he gets a hold of LSD because it's the 60s. Accidentally scares kids in New Jersey and runs to West Virginia because he doesn't think anyone will be there to find anything out. Gets his ride to come pick him back up when he finally is like, look, man, you don't need to come to Earth. These dudes that work for the government are going to give you something and it's not going to be a good time. And then at that moment, this dude named Woodrow just drives up and is like, oh shit, man.
It's but be not afraid. Yo, man, we cool. I'll take you to the planet.
If you don't say anything, I'll take you to where my planet's a utopia. I'll take you there. Do you like naked people? We got so many naked people.
We got men, women, everything in between.
We got everybody. And then all of a sudden, that dude starts snitching. So when Indrid comes back, he's mad.
So he starts talking about the incident, and then you're saying that he gets so mad that he terrorizes a completely different area in West Virginia.
Or he was supposed to be off and they sent him back to Earth, and he was like, by no means should I ever go back to that planet. I hate that place.
So he was just like calling people up on the phone and just being like, I know your whole fucking personal life, okay? Which apparently that's what he did. He knew
he was trying to get fired, man. He was just trying to get fired and go home.
He calls up John Keel. It's like, I know you cheated on your wife. I don't know. I'm not going to actually say that like that.
He just hangs up and he goes, I wonder if that's true or not. Like we have a whole heel turn, like in the story of Indrid Cole.
So it would be fucking hilarious if Indrid Cole is just like calling people up and people took him as like this psychic that could read your mind and know your personal history when he's just like guessing shit. He's like,
do you have a cousin named Melissa? Melody? Murphy? Murphy, yes, Murphy.
Oh, he knows everything. Okay, so outside of the weird supernatural and alien theories, the Jersey setting could be a case of stranger danger or with a little bit of post-event details added on. Like, the kids were, like, near Turnpike that was being built. They were just out wandering. And I this is my personal theory. They could have just saw someone that was acting weird and saw an adult that was acting weird and then ran away. And then, like, their minds started filling in the blanks where they were, like, how do you say it? Their minds started filling in the blanks where, like, their fright kind of erased things. So they might have saw it could have just been a bald dude, but, like, they were so scared.
Also, it could be they could have seen a bald dude that might have been, like, had something, like, if, like, he was a Vietnam vet.
Oh, you're talking about, like, the Green Man.
Like the green suit guy. Like, they might have just seen...
Well, I'm talking about, like...
yeah.
From Pennsylvania, the burn, like, the guy that, when he was a kid, he had, like, major...
Got, like, electrocuted. Like, it could have just been, like,
that
somebody
situation
like
that, yeah. That's also true. And he... Like, it's one of those things that's, like, when people think snakes chase them, it's like, they're not chasing you. They're trying to get away. They just happen to be going in your direction because they're spooked. And it could have been the same situation. The guy could have just been walking towards them, and then they got spooked by that and then ran away. Of course, many will point to Woodrow's account being a hoax. Like many of the encounters, he was struggling before the encounter. However, I don't think this helped him.
No, it made his life demonstrably worse.
Yeah, like, I didn't read anything either. Like, he wrote a book. Woohoo! But he didn't really, like...
get anything from it.
Yeah, he didn't really get much from it. I mean, he lost his job, lost friends. His life fell apart.
Wife divorced him, took the kids.
Yeah.
The only person that hung out with him was Libertarian Navi.
God damn it. But, yeah, so I don't know. I don't necessarily, like, whether or not it actually happened, I mean, we can speculate on that, but I do think there is at least some truth in the fact that, like, he thinks something might have happened.
He saw something that was weird.
Yeah, he saw something that was weird, or maybe he was having weird encounters, or maybe, like, he was talking about having headaches. Maybe he had, like, a condition that he didn't know about.
I mean, what did he do for a living?
He was a sewing machine salesman.
Okay, so I mean, like, that probably not. But, like, if he had been, like, a miner, and you said he had headaches, he could have inhaled a bunch of crap, and that could be responsible for it.
Mm. Or, like, some people just develop, like, benign brain tumors that press against, certain points.
Your body does weird crap.
Yeah. It should be noted that the story of Indrid Cold as we know it is largely filtered through Keel's work. And the reason why that's important is because just about everything... So, for one, Keel interviewed Woodrow for his first book and then for the Mothman prophecies. However, John C. Sherwood of the Skeptical Inquirer noted that his research into Keel's work that the initial notes that Keel got from Woodrow were different from what he put in the book. So Keel either fabricated things or filtered things through his view of what he thought was actually happening. But yeah. Anyway, pop culture. The Adventure Zone, the Mothman is Indrid Cold in the...
Yeah, Griffin played him.
Yeah, in Amnesty.
In Amnesty, and played him in Dust. Travis's 2 or 3 shot.
Oh, did he?
He came in and played Indrid Cole.
Yeah, they brought back Dust for a second, didn't they?
They did 2.
Because I thought he had like a werewolf character in the first one.
He did in the first one, but I think there's only been 2, and he came back and they played it again as a filler.
Okay.
I think they might have.
They have so many now. I can't.
I think. Well, I mean, it's like I think that was also one where they might have done something with Erika Ishii.
Okay. The Mothman prophecies, both the book and the film.
Mm-hmm.
Indrid Cold shows up. The Smiling Man is now a creepypasta and a pretty common trope in modern internet horror. Now, like, I mean, I guess that's a little bit tenuous, but I think it's the same thread. Like,
it's
like if you look at Jeff the Killer, that's kind of like a similar Smiling Man situation. You have Hat Man, which is similar, and that all traces back to like MIB and Indrid Cold and everything. Fallout 76. Once again, I mentioned Fallout 76. Every time I mention like West Virginia, I think Fallout 76 is going to come up because it's based in Appalachia.
Mm-hmm.
And also the X-Files. Not directly, but it's also in there.
He gets referenced in the show.
Yeah. But yeah, my sources are John Keel of Mothman Prophecies, Cryptid Wiki, the Point Pleasant Register Archives, Wikipedia, and the Daily Yonder, Local Lore, Woodrow Derringer, and The Legend of Indrid Cold. And yeah, that's everything.
Oh, that's
so what
neat.
do you think?
I don't know, man. I think I like our headcanon for Indrid more than anything else right now.
Well, I mean, I think it's an interesting story, but it's also, the more I looked into it, the more I was kind of depressed that it's just kind of like, it feels like John Keel kind of like crafted this wholesale almost.
There's a chance of that, but did he still tell a good story?
I still told a good story. I mean, you could say the whole Mothman mythos is interesting, more so than just like when you hear about the Mothman, you're like, what is this fucking man that is a moth? But then you actually dig into it. It's like, oh, there's like a lot of like
weird tertiary stuff going on.
Yeah. But anyway, we are Backwoods Obscura. We release every Tuesday. We're also on Patreon. We're on TikTok. We're on Facebook. We're trying to post more. We're about to get everything set up for the Patreon. But we're also Team Bonus Action and Brouhaha.
And Brouhaha, Team Bonus Action is a group of friends who like to play TTRPGs. Right now, at the time of this recording, we are playing Flames of Time. By the time this is posted, we might be moving on to the next campaign because I think tomorrow is the finale.
And then I get to come back.
And then you could have come back beforehand, but yeah.
Well, I could, but
you didn't want to. You had other stuff to do.
Yeah, I mean
that's the truth. I'm being a jerk, but it's
I mean the only reason why I'm not staying longer today is because I have studying to do.
So, but right now we are recommending that anyone that can donate to the Trevor Project to help trans youth find a safe place to live. So if you could donate to them, we would be greatly appreciative.
And yeah, with that, I hope you have a good day or night or whatever time it is over there.
Indrid Cole was just trying to catch some Mothman.
He was just trying to clap them cheeks.